Welcome. My name is Dee. My full name is Dee Kumar. I've been doing this for a million years, it seems like, with a lot of fun. I really enjoy teaching. It's one of the things that really moves the needle for me. And I enjoy this particular class because this was the very first class that I ever took in real estate, way back in the day, eons ago, that sparked this sense of curiosity in me. It initially started with me really, needing money. More or less, instead of money, I really needed a place to stay. So I was in college. I was doing my undergraduate stuff. I was one of those youngins that was like 17 and a half and about to turn 18, but still in college kind of thing. And I needed a place to stay. I didn't want to go back to where I came from over the summer. And I wanted to stay and wanted to kind of push through school quickly. So I wanted to do summer sessions. The problem is that they kicked me out of the dorms, and I needed a place to stay. So I kind of stumbled around and I found a real estate professional, his office, really nice guy. We're still really dear friends today. And he said, "Hey man, I can certainly help you find a summer sublet. That's not a problem. But, you might be really good at this." And he kind of, planted the seed in my mind to say, "Hey, listen, why don't you check this out? Why don't you get your license? And why don't you do this while you're in school? You can totally do it. And I'll teach you how to do it." So one thing led to another, and I started to do rentals in the city, and I started to make a little bit of money. Now, back then when I was doing rentals to today, the rental equivalents were quite significantly different. I mean, a studio today around here could run for, $2,000. Back in the day, $580 to $700 was what a studio would be renting for. This was in the 90s. So I started to rent, and I started to make commissions on these things, and the commission started to add up, and I ended up saving up a decent amount of cash, doing that. And he said, "Hey man," he planted a seed again. He's like, "Listen, you have all this cash that I'm going to have to pay you." So what was kind of useful for me is my money was, being the brokerage typically holds the money until if it's a September 1 move-in, sometimes brokerages will hold that money until September 15th. They'll give you a percentage of it, but then they'll hold a bunch of it, and pay you a big check once everybody moves in and there's no problems and everything else with the tenancies. So, at first I was like, I needed a little bit of money. So he's like, we worked out a deal, and he's like, "I'll pay you this much on each of your deals initially because I know you need money, but then I'm going to save the rest. And then when the people move in, then you can get paid." So I had this big chunk of money saved up, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you buy a property?" I'm sure there was an element of him earning commissions, right? But at the same time, it sparked some creativity in me. He's like, "Look, you can buy this property, I'm telling you, and it's going to cost you this. You can buy it with this and then get financing." Well, I'm like, I don't have I'm young. I don't can finance me. So he's like, "Well, why don't you talk to your father or mother and ask them if they would co-sign? They'd be a non-occupant co-borrower, and you would be paying the bills, you would be doing everything, you would go on the mortgage documents. But if a parent could just say add their name to the mix." So I talked to my folks, and they my old man was like, "Oh yeah, I think that's a great idea, but I don't have to go out of pocket for anything." I'm like, no, I'll take care of everything, but I just need somebody to give me a little bit of that support initially. So I put the money down. I ended up buying a place for like $90,000 on Gainsborough Street. It was an 805 square foot unit. Of today, they sell for close to $900,000. And the rest was history. So, a budding investor was born. I started doing this rapidly all throughout the Boston area. I started buying. And over the years, I accumulated quite a significant amount of holdings, and I kind of went from there. Had I not explored initially this class, and again, it was the farthest thing from my thoughts, real estate. I wasn't really sure about it. For some of you guys, maybe not so much so, but the reality is, had I not had that meeting, had I not had that need for housing, had I not met that person that planted those seeds, I wouldn't be where I am today. Fast forward, 25 plus years, and, I'm a dad, married happily, and have two beautiful children. One is 8 and one is 5. They're growing like weeds. And just recently, we live in a really amazing place in the city. We've lived here for, I've lived here for a very long time. And we're actually leaving this place in the city. We bought a wonderful house in the suburbs on the South Shore. We're moving our entire life down there. And had it not been for that meeting, none of that would be possible. Had it not been for all of these things that sort of led me to this moment, none of that would be possible. So again, I'm happy to report to you that things are great, and things wouldn't be as great if had it not been for that. It also prompted me to get another master's degree. It prompted me to get a law degree. It prompted me to do all of these amazing things, again, of which I never would have contemplated as a younger mind. Again, we just don't know what we want. We don't know who we are, so we need a lot of help shaping those things. So again, and one of the things that I learned in one of my responsibilities in running operations for all kinds of people years over years, kind of helping them grow things and kind of doing things was teaching. So, I was always a tutor growing up. I was a tutor in high school, math tutor, science tutor. I started building the ability to teach. I really liked doing it. It was a lot of fun for me to help teach my friends how to do stuff and how to teach people how to go. And then, I got into music. Then I would be a music teacher. So literally teaching was one of those things that, again, moves the needles for me. And I didn't really know why, or I didn't know that it really did, but I just enjoyed doing it. So I opened up a real estate school, and I just naturally clung to it. And then the thing that makes me the most happy is teaching this very class, because the idea that all of you out there potentially are coming from all different situations, and the unified situation is that something made you do this, and something made me walk into that real estate office. There was something that was going on, and it might have been necessity at the time. It might be something that's going on that may be perceived as something negative, right? Like you don't have enough money, you need to do something, you want to change, all of these things, and you're looking for something, you're looking for answers. And I hope that this class, not only, in teaching you how to pass a licensing exam, that's not what this is about. Obviously, this is what the class is going to do. We're going to teach you how to learn the theory, to take the test, to hopefully pass, right? And get your license. That's the idea. But it isn't just getting a license. It's never been that. It's never been that for me. It's not about the license. It's about what, the why of the license. What is it going to mean? Why is this happening? What could happen out of this? So it's a much deeper meaning. And I'm hopeful that meeting me in this sort of journey, in this initial course, in this initial stage for you, in this evolution of who you are, could mean something way bigger down the road. Again, it's provided everything for me. Had I not met that person, I would have never ultimately met my wife. I wouldn't have, so all of these things, I wouldn't have the kids that I have. So all of these things happened in that one moment, of decision to be able to think about doing this. I could have just said, no, I'm not interested. No, thank you. I just need a summer rental. But instead of that, I took a chance, and I took a chance on somebody, selling me on something. And I'm glad I did. Had I not, this wouldn't be. So welcome to the class. And again, I hope you start to feel over the next couple of days that we're together that I am so dedicated to wanting to see some great things happen to you. It is my wish to see every one of my students far exceed my achievements and to see those things thrive and blossom. So I am here in the initial stages of this class to, help guide you through some of this language and get you through. And then once you're done with it, I hope you guys stay connected with us, because I want to hear your success stories. I want to hear how you're applying it. I want to hear what's going on.